Hey there, creepy peeps, and welcome to another... I started the intro without even knowing what I'm gonna do just now. Hey there, creepy peeps, and welcome to another TV review. Let's do a TV review. As I just recently watched the most recent episode of The Walking Dead, which I don't remember the title of the last episode I watched. I'll put it right here. So for any of you that haven't caught up on The Walking Dead yet, if you haven't watched this episode here, do not watch this. Go catch up and then come back and watch this if you want to, but I'm gonna spoil things, so, and there's no point in me putting up a spoiler card because the whole video is gonna be spoilers pretty much. So this is your warning, starting now, spoilers. Denise dies and Carol leaves Alexandria. There, I warned you. So after the survivors of Alexandria kind of take care of their zombie situation, we're now turning our attention to the more like human conflicts, which I think is super interesting. And it's a nice turn of conflict because, you know, excuse my squeaky chair, it's broken. I need a new one. I think it's a nice change, even though this is a show about The Walking Dead, obviously. You know, there's human conflict as well because we're now in a world with no authority, really, no higher authority. There's no, as far as we know, this has happened to the entire world, so millions of people are dead. So there aren't really any rules for any survivors. You kind of just like make your own community and your own rules as you go. So of course, groups are gonna cross paths that, you know, survived differently. They've been through different things. So they're gonna have their own way of doing things. So of course, Rick and his group of survivors are gonna have a conflict with the saviors, who they are now starting to run into more and more frequently, because the saviors have their own way of doing things. I never read the comics, so I'm not as well versed about the saviors yet. All I know is what I know from the show and things I've read online, which I've looked up a few things without having too much spoiled for me. So, although I read that the show is gonna take a hard left turn from the comics, so I did have something major spoiled for me, I guess, but I don't know that it's gonna happen. Well, I guess if you're watching this, in the comics, hopefully I'm not spoiling everything, and if this actually comes true within the next 2 episodes, which it should if we're following the comics still, I don't know, Glenn is gonna die. I'm really sorry if I'm right and I spoiled it. But he does in the comics. When the group first meets Negan bashes Glenn's brains in with Lucille. Lucille is his bat, which is wrapped in barbed wire. Although, like I said, I was reading an article about this season and, you know, like the saviors and all that, and it said it's gonna take a hard left turn from the comics, so I don't know if Glenn is actually the one that's going to eat it, or I hope not, because I really love Glenn, although I haven't seen a lot of him in the past two episodes. Like, where have Glenn and Maggie been? I mean, we got a good episode with them separately, I guess, when the survivors go to preemptively attack Negan's like little compound or whatever, and they go in and kill all those people in their sleep. You know, you get a few good Glenn moments because it's Glenn's first non-walker kill. And then in the next episode, when Maggie and Carol are captured, you get another good episode where Maggie has Maggie and Carol have to fight their way out from the smaller group of saviors that have captured them. Which they feel, at least Carol feels like hella guilty about, I guess. I mean, I guess just like all the people she's killed is catching up to her. But like I said, at the end of this most recent episode, she leaves Alexandria and she leaves like a note, you know, talking about how she can't kill for them anymore. Like she loves them, but she can't kill for them. So she leaves. Which I always have to remind myself to like put myself in that situation, like how it would be to like understand the characters a little more, because like when stuff like this happens, or like when at the very end of the episode when this happened, I'm kind of just like, seriously though, you're doing what you have to do to survive, whether that's killing a walker or killing another human. If those humans are out to harm you, then you have to you have to either, one, remove yourself from the threat, so that would mean like what Carol is doing is like leaving, going away, or you have to take care of it, which is like Rick's kind of side, I guess. Rick wants to just go in and kill them all, and then they don't have to move anywhere and they can stay in Alexandria. And Carol is, as a solo unit, is taking the other approach and just leaving, I guess. Which I feel like she's gonna have a hard time surviving on her own without killing any people. Like, I don't mean to be like this, but she's a woman by herself there, so, and like I said, there aren't any rules in the world anymore, so, you know, some unsavory characters could come along and try to harm her. Some unsavory human, non-walker characters can come along and, you know, try and harm her or kill her, and she's gonna either be killed or I guess she can't kill anybody. So hopefully, it looks like in the teaser for the next episode, Rick and Daryl are gonna go after her, or Daryl is going after the saviors and Dwight. I can't really know. I can't really know. I can't really tell, but Rick is definitely going after Carol, I think. So we'll see. Which means the groups are gonna split up a little bit again, which is always a bad sign. Like when everybody starts to split up and they get like stuck doing these other things, people are gonna die. So yeah, we've had a lot of tough episodes that have kind of explored more of the human conflicts. Like I said, like the survivors going in and killing Negan's people, you know, in their sleep mostly, and things like that. So although they are starting to get a taste of what the saviors are like, and the saviors are different from them. they don't operate the same way. So we'll see how this comes to a head in the next 2 episodes. As far as I know, everything I've read online, we are definitely meeting Negan in the last episode of this season. And we have 2 more episodes left, so we got 1 more and then we're meeting Negan, which is like everyone is excited for, because I guess, at least from what I hear, Negan is like, I mean, he's the leader of the saviors and he is the head cuckoo. At least what I hear. He's a little bit off. By a little bit off, I mean a lot off. So we'll see how that goes. I'm really, even if Glenn isn't the one who dies, somebody is going. There's a lot of talk about who's going. Like Daryl, like everyone's saying Daryl hasn't had much to do this season. Although the past couple of episodes, he has had a lot to do. So we'll see. But he could go get himself killed, and people are also looking into the fact that like these actors like have other work lined up, so it's like, how are they gonna film The Walking Dead and do like 5 movies and all this stuff? And they're saying like Norman Reedus is getting a reality show on AMC, so they're thinking like they're gonna cut his character, and his character isn't in the comics anyway, so he may have outlived his stay. They might kill him off. Carol has now gone off on her own, so in the past couple of episodes, they've definitely tried to make you or I feel like they've been trying to remind me how much I like Carol. Like they had that one episode where it opens with her baking cookies and like walking around and like being a mom, and you're like, oh my God, Carol. And then I'm kind of like, they're gonna kill her. They're reminding you how much you love Carol, and then they're gonna kill her. For a while, I was thinking it was gonna be Maggie. Me and some people at work have also, we're also talking about how it might be Maggie's baby. Maybe Negan might hit Maggie a couple times in the stomach with Lucille if he knows she's pregnant. Or he might not even know she's pregnant and just like start smacking her and kill the baby or something. So we'll see. Or all of the above. What if all of the above happens? That would be awful. All I know is in an interview from Andrew Lincoln, Rick Grimes, when he read the script for the last episode of this season, he felt sick to his stomach, couldn't sleep, because he was so distraught, and himself and I can never remember her name that plays Maggie. It's Lauren something. Her and Andrew Lincoln both said that it was like a very tough day of filming for everybody. So something big is gonna happen. So we just got 2 more episodes left. Obviously I'll have another TV review episode video episode. I'll make another video after the last episode of the season. We'll discuss what happens. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up and tell me in the comment section down below what you think is gonna happen at the end of this season. If you think it's gonna go with the comics, if you think it's going to take that hard left turn, and like what you think is gonna happen. Yeah. Feel free to subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more of my face and hear more of my voice. And thank you if you are subscribed already. And until next time, stay safe.